3 and Knuckles, Sonic 2, Sonic CD, Sonic the Hedgehog, music. Anything else? You don't have Sonic 2 and Knuckles?
That comes with it.
It
You
does?
switch it. Swap island.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you can do Sonic 3 with Knuckles.
Yeah.
You can also do that with Sonic 2. Is that on here?
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Where's that part?
If you go here,
Yeah? Wait. What's it say? Oh, you can play as Knuckles. Oh, I thought it was like, you know what I'm talking about. With
Yeah.
the second Sonic and Knuckles, you could do that with those 2 games.
yeah.
Surprisingly, only those 2. I mean, I didn't expect it to be for like Madden or anything, but
Yeah.
I thought they would have done that for Sonic 1 as well, but I guess. Oh! Okay. So yeah, you can do the same. You can also add. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I was wondering because you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Although the game. Let's see. A few Sonic games on Game Gear that were only on Game Gear, like Sonic Labyrinth and.
Oh, that's on there now.
Huh? Oh, the Game Gear games are on here. Sonic 1 and 2. Sonic Chaos, I forgot about that one, yeah. Sonic Drift. Sonic Spinball, which is also on Genesis. Triple Trouble. Sonic 2 Drift. And Del Sky Pilot. Del's Adventure. I guess there wasn't a Sonic Labyrinth. Sonic Blast, I forgot about that one. Mean Beam Machine, which is also on Genesis.
Yep.
Rayla, is the Genesis edition on here too?
No.
Yeah, okay, well, still. You know that game is basically the same as Kirby's Avalanche?
Yeah.
Like literally the gameplay, like all you do is you just swap the dialogue, the title, and the way the characters look. And you have the exact same game.
Yep.
I always do like these collection games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hated how like some have never been made. They're like although some are download only, like the Capcom arcade collections. They never did that for Konami's arcade.
Right.
And there were so many like Marvel and other arcade games that were Konami. There were so many of those collection games. Atari, Activision had one for PlayStation 2. Atari had a bunch. Midway had several. Williams Arcade eventually got bought out by Midway, so all the ones to the Midway were there. Oh, this is running to the end. The Metropolis Zone.
Yeah.
I remember, like, yeah, there's like the only stage that had 3 areas instead of 2. You know?
Yeah.
And let's see. There's like a Mega Man, a couple for like, let's see, Mega Man, Sonic, of course, and eventually they got some for Contra, Castlevania, Techno, Timco, however that's pronounced, has one for Xbox. The television had one, at least one. Namco had several. Sonic. Taito, that's the other one that had a couple for PlayStation 2. One was also.
Yeah.
But isn't this the same one they just did?
Yeah. There's a mission.
Okay. Yeah. I find it funny how like you remember Dorkly, right?
Yeah.
You know, you ever see the Dorkly, like, if this villain had an assistant? You know? It's like Bowser, Dr. Wily, Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, whichever they called it. They also did one for Thanos, and a few others. I'm surprised they never did one for, like, Dracula, Castlevania, or, handful of others. But it was just so funny, like, hey, wait. Like, he just points out, like, you can get those Chaos Emeralds yourself. You have your own robotics.
Yeah, I remember that.
Surprising never did one for, like, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter the Boss and those. Like,
No, they did
the
not.
villain had, like, their own system. Yeah, this is like the, I forget the exact word. The only thing I didn't like about Sega, when it came to Sega versus Super Nintendo, or Sega Genesis versus Super Nintendo, some things Sega did better. There's blood in NHL. The Mortal Kombat fatalities were not censored. In fact, you could also type in a code to get blood in Mortal Kombat. Let's see.
Yeah, you're not supposed to hit the enemies.
Okay, and there's like 100 other. However, like sound-wise, the Super Nintendo just sounded better when it came to music and special effects. Also, the controller. Super Nintendo started out with its own 6-button controller. Sega Genesis, that didn't come out until like a few years later, and that was one thing I couldn't stand. I wish they just did the 6-button controller when the system came out, you know? That would have been really helpful. And, oh yeah, Sega had a few Genesis had a few add-ons. 32 ads and CD. Super Nintendo was originally going to have one, but they can't scrap that. They were gonna go with like it was gonna be with Sony, but Sony. Oh, let's go with Panasonic. What's that company? Philips. Oh yeah, Philips 3 CDI. And Philips CDI made like a couple of crappy games. One Mario game, Hotel Mario, and about 3 Zelda games. And these were like shitty as hell. Like just nothing more than an interactive movie. Really, just and not even full mode, just cartoon really. But, the Dream, let's see, Sega Saturn could have worked if, well, they just didn't present it right when they were competing with PlayStation 1. Because PlayStation 1 was like $100 cheaper, and that's really what killed it. Yep. I mean, I'm glad Sega made the Nomad back, even though its battery span was about as bad as the Game Gear. The Dreamcast could have worked if they only did, these 5 things.
What's that?
Backwards compatible with Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
DVD player. You know, because PS2 for a better design for controllers and memory cards, because the way the port worked was sort of fluid.
Yeah.
And the memory card required batteries. That was dumb. That's 3. About, let's see, add a LAN party capability, which the PlayStation 2 and original Xbox had. I don't think Dreamcast did, and I know the GameCube certainly. That and about 40 more games that are exclusive that are good. Like they had like another Knights game, another game with like Vector Man, The Ooze, Green Belt to be Surfer Dude, and like sequel to these, and sequel to like Vey and Lunar, which were on Sega CD, and a couple more Sonic games.
Yeah.
Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and they just Comet Zone, a sequel to that, like updated graphics and all that. Like they had those things. The Dreamcast could have worked.
Easy. This is why I hate the bounce house.
Yeah. Could have done, could have improved.
Yeah.
I know they have plans for other things like a Sega, like another portable system or another iteration, but sadly, I forget that name, where that was taking this photo, where it shows let's see, Dreamcast, GameCube, PS2, and original Xbox, like they're all 4 there. Like when that photo was taken, just shortly afterwards, they were killed in the Dreamcast. Sega exited the video game business when it comes to making systems. They still make games, of course. Yeah, kind of like Atari had They never should have done the Jaguar thing, or the Lynx, or the Sport
Yeah,
thing.
they shouldn't have done that.
Well, here's the thing, when you advertise something, don't false advertise. Say, oh, this is 64-bit. No, it wasn't.
No, never do that.
It wasn't even 32. Yeah, actually, it might have been 32, but like, if that. You only had like a handful of good games that were kind of like the Virtual Boy, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, say it's virtual reality. This is not virtual reality. This is 3D, and it's a pretty crappy edition of 3D. And God, I don't want to get. Try to get those last ones.
Yeah, that's the hard part. It's these bumpers keep getting in my way.
Yeah. Really, I don't know what it would take to save some given video game companies, but
You know what game they should put in?
what?
They should have put in like you said, they should have made like another sequel to
Some of those Genesis games.
yeah.
Yeah, they should have done that. Kind of like if they made another Alice Kid game. Like, they should have made those games, like I mentioned, also for, like Sega Saturn, as well, like sequels to those, and a couple of the Mutant League Hockey Sport. I'll make a few more of those.
Yeah.
And Alex Kidd, that game had like a bunch of those for Master System. 5 for Master System, 1 for Genesis, and that's where the franchise ended, sadly. They should have made another one for like 32 bits.
Right.
I forget what else.